Wow, such graphics. Much sound effect. Very NES. Wow. So, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my sort of restarted Let's Play series of Days of Thunder for the NES. This is an absolutely epic game of epic graphical proportions, and its simulation qualities are second to none, and if you can't tell, I'm being completely sarcastic right now. Days of Thunder was actually quite a good game for its time. Its time was about 1990. It was obviously based on the film of the same name, with Tom Cruise playing the eponymous Cole Trickle. He's called Trickle. And as you can see, I'm in the yellow and green City Chevrolet, which of course was kind of mimicked a few years ago by Kurt Busch in the Nationwide series. He drove the #1 Phoenix Racing Camaro in the same sort of colours, so you know, I'm either Cole Trickle or Kurt Busch, either one or the other. So you can see I'm doing my qualifying run for the first round at Daytona Beach. I don't think it's the same as the actual Daytona Speedway, because as you can see, A, it's not a restrictor plate track, so I'm not going flat out, and B, it's got 4 turns rather than 3. My 25.3 second lap time is probably 6th on the grid, so let's get ready to bring the noise NES style. Boogity boogity boogity, we are down and away, ladies and gentlemen. Cole, Kurt, Trickly Busch, or whatever he's called. A bit of a bad start there, not very good. And I'm now 3 wide between 2 red and white cars. I've no idea who they are. Generic Man 1 and Generic Man 2. Well, Generic Man 2's fighting really hard up on the high side, but I just close up and I'm into 6th, back up to my starting position. You'll see up ahead there's a couple of different coloured cars. They are Rowdy Burns and Russ Wheeler, your opponents from the film, but we don't mind about them because not finishing last is tough enough in this game. Already we're halfway around lap 2 and I'm on the high side of Generic Man 1. But anyway, topic kind of this video, drivers you were kind of about and then you suddenly found yourself really supporting. And I kind of had this over the weekend in the Daytona 500, which was brilliant, by the way. I mean, I know I was moaning myself to bits about it. Moaning about 30 laps in, I was going, oh, here we go again. It's going to be single file. It's just going to be more boring than watching paint dry slowly on a picture of a very bored man. But then after the rain delay, they just suddenly went, do you know what? Fuck it. Let's actually have a race. And they did, and it was absolutely amazing. And during the race, I somehow found myself starting to support Kurt Busch. And Generic Man 1's just gone invisible there. I'm not sure what happened there as we're battling for 4th place. Look at this. Right down on the low side, trying to avoid contact and failing. As Kurt Busch himself said, fuck these tyres. As you can see, we are about to come into the pits here. My right side tyres are on fire and burning. So here we go, we're into the pits. Here we go. And it's over to my pit crew to do the job. Oh yeah, I forget, because Days of Thunder is the only game where you have to control your own pit crew. And it's one at a time, as you can see. Look, the fuel man's refusing to put fuel in the car. I've been watching NASCAR for over 10 years now, and I've never seen a fuel guy go, ow, I can't put fuel in the car when it's up on the jacks. So the jackman's blithering over to the other side and go, that's the jackman. And there you go, you can send 1 tyre guy around at a time. So he's over there now. I'm trying to send the other guy over. He's now tripped over the rear tyre. He doesn't know what's going on. And he's finally there, look. He's finally got him there. Over 30 seconds in the pit stop now. There's a random engine mechanic up there who's refusing to do anything. I don't know what he's supposed to be doing. Putting tape on the car or something. Having a wank. The fuel guy's still refusing to put fuel in the car. And I'm having to scroll around. Finally, he puts fuel in. Wow, okay, finally. The car's at the precise angle for him to put fuel in. Fucking brilliant. Well done. 51 seconds. As I said earlier, that's mainly one of the reasons why this game is so hard to beat. And you'll see why as through the course of this series. The pit mechanic where you have to control your own pit guys is just ridiculous. It's probably coded by turtles who've never watched a NASCAR race in their life. Or alternatively, Brian France. Presumably this was one of his early jobs before he somehow became CEO of NASCAR and decided to slowly turn it into a fucking shit version of NFL. So yeah, topic of discussion, drivers who kind of about for a while. And in my case, it was Kurt Busch. Couple of reasons. One, my main favourite driver, Jeff Burton, is kind of retiring this year. It's very sad. I've followed him since I got into NASCAR. So I've kind of been looking for a new guy to support. My second driver all along has been Marcus Ambrose, and I still root for him massively. But Kurt Busch, for some reason, I feel a sort of affinity to him. Because, I mean, to all intents and purposes, the whole media impression of him being some really angry guy, this kind of outlaw, it's kind of more of an image. I watched the documentary about him, the Outlaw documentary. Really revealing, really interesting. And I mean, myself, I've had some issues going on. One of them for a while was anger management. To be honest, some of the things he said and some of the outbursts he's had, I can't really criticise him for that because I may have done similar things in a similar high pressure situation as well. And I sort of respect him for how he's slowly but surely turned his career around after he seemed to have thrown everything away and gone right off the rails. And then Phoenix Racing, and then last year at Furniture Row, he was excellent. And at first I was annoyed that he replaced Regan Smith, who was another driver I liked very much, but I mean, I've got to say, he did an amazing job. And now he's in the Stuart Haas car, in the 41 car, which I really love the look of. I mean, he's rocking Team Bomber Sports colours, red and black. For me, that's probably why Kurt Busch has become probably my new favourite driver. Guess what? We're going to be back in again, and they're going to fuck it up all over again. Here we go, we're in, here we go. Well, they've done a better job at least this time. The engine guy's still not doing anything, fuel guy's still refusing to put fuel in, and the tyre guy's running over, but for some reason the jackman's fallen over, and the car's dropped off the jacks. So that's great stuff, lads. Fantastic. You're a really well-oiled crew. The tyre guy won't change the tyre unless you put him in a very specific position, and again, the rear tyre changer has just fallen over the spare tyre. He's confused, he doesn't know what to do. The mechanic's just running around, he has no idea what to do. He's trying to hit things with that spanner. He's still not done anything. Here we go, let's scroll through, and finally he's putting fuel in. There you go. As I say, I don't know which NASCAR race the developers were watching when they decided you could only put fuel in when the car was completely flat. We're coming to the white flag this time by, so not too bad. It's not last. For many, many years when I played this game, it'll be last because I'd spend about 10 minutes just stabbing at buttons in the pits going, Jesus, just fucking do something! And so, well, yeah, that's kind of round 1 at Daytona Beach then. That's that done and dusted. A 7th place for Kurt Cole Trickley Busch, or whatever we're going to call him. Yeah, look at this message of support from your team owner, Harry Hogge. Look at this. Yeah, I guess winning isn't everything, but it would be nice. Well, do you know what? You can fuck off. You can just do one. It's not my fault I had a bunch of monkeys for a pit crew and a shit car. That's actually your fault, so you can go and shove that up your arse along with a bunch of hot dogs. Drivers who you were kind of about for ages, suddenly you found yourself really, really supporting or cheering for. Comment below and let me know. We'll be back very soon for round 2 from Atlanta.